start with the next session. My name is Steffi. I'm your room host for today. If you're a little bit interested in how is local radio going on in Bavaria, you can go up in the first etage and look. There's a station where all our local radio stations from Bavaria, and you can see how many different stations we have here. So we will go to the next session now. Radio Goes Programmatic, today hosted by Ariel. So that's how you have to speak it out, Ariel. And today on the stage for you, Aleksandar and Jan.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for being here and welcome to our presentation about programmatic radio advertising. In the next half hour, we are going to show you that programmatic radio advertising works and that it's here to stay. And on top, we are going to show you how this is going to affect your business in the near future. But before we go on, we need to introduce ourselves, don't we? My name is Aleksandar Rustemovski and I'm the Director of Business Development at aireal.
And I'm Jan Pöhlmann. I'm the Director of Demand Side on aireal side.
Before we go on to show you what we do and who we are, let me just briefly show you what we are, because this is quite important too. We are completely in love with radio, and this goes on since many, many years. Oh, sorry. Doesn't work? Okay. So we are completely in love with radio, and this goes on for many, many years. Because it's great to work in this industry, which has so many creative and inspiring people, and also a little bit crazy people. If I look around in this room, I'm sure you also will agree that it's quite an advantage if you are a little bit crazy to work in the industry. And that's the reason why we want to help. We want to help to ensure that radio continues to have an appropriate place in the media landscape in the future. And what is the primary requirement for that? I mean, first of all, the revenues must be right. And so we think the first and primary requirement for this is that the audio broadcasters retain the control over the marketing of their advertisement. And that's also the reason why we think that publishers need to have the power over the monetization of their content. The creators of the content must be also ultimately in charge of the way it's ultimately marketed. And we strongly believe that the audio publishers need to be in the driving seat of the marketing of their content. And for this reason, our claim is power to the publisher. And we live that and we believe in that. But who or what is aireal? The very short answer to that is that we are a cloud-based trading platform that allows audio publishers to manage and monetize all of their advertising inventory and agencies to more easily access it. And it doesn't matter if it's FM, radio, DAB+, or if it's digital audio. And of course, we also have goals. Everybody has goals. And our goal is to establish convergent programmatic audio market in real time and automatically in the markets. And with that, we want to catch up to the other industries. I'm speaking about billboard advertising or respectively digital out of home, because they already established themselves really well in the programmatic market. And if they can do it, why shouldn't we be able to? Our second goal, or better to say the goal which lies above all that, is to help the publisher to better utilize their inventory, to secure inventory sales and optimize target group monetization, because we believe that this is the key for the future success of radio.
So the goal is clear: programmatic for terrestrial radio or for audio in all the channels. But what is programmatic? There's probably 100 different explanations for what programmatic is. I haven't learned them all, so we summarized it. It is the new operating system of the media industry. But is it really the new operating system? Because 6 years ago, when I had another job, already 50% of the revenue of that company was coming through programmatic. So it's not really new anymore. And today, even classical media channels like television, digital out of home, print to a certain extent, cinema, as some of you might know, also joined the digital media for programmatic buying, for platform-based, real-time enabled, data-enriched media buying, which really is the core of what programmatic is currently. Radio, on the other hand, is like the last stronghold of the classical manual way of booking. Although we got rid of fax devices and pigeons lately, it's still very manual, and it hasn't caught up to what's standard in different channels, different media channels. So why is that the case, and why is it a problem? The system structures in radio currently do not really support programmatic. As I said, real-time, data-enriched, etc. That is not possible with the current system environment. There's a lot of workarounds being done, but there's no end-to-end solution to do this in the term programmatic, how it's been understood by different media channels. So radio, therefore, cannot participate in new revenue streams. When I talk to agencies, which has been taking place quite often since I joined Aireal 2 weeks ago, you can learn a lot about how they think the market will change, how their activities will change, and how also digital units will take care of audio differently in the future. And radio, the big part of radio, which is not IP radio, cannot participate in this. So the task is clear. It's time for radio to join the other media channels in the programmatic world.
Yes, I also do believe that it's really time for radio to participate in the programmatic landscape. But you know, not long time ago, there were many people who said, well, that won't work, doesn't function, don't try it at all. So what can I say? We did it anyway, and we didn't listen to these people, to the naysayers, and we just built all the systems, all the technical systems which were needed to fulfill all that project. And in the meantime, we already established two proof of concepts which took place in the last weeks and months, and we proved that it's possible. Programmatic radio works, and it works really well, and it will establish and it will spread out. And as I already told you, if billboard advertising can do it, we can do it too. And this is even more true because the potential for radio is massive. Because if you radio has a big reach, and it's comparatively quite cheap if you compare it to other media channels in the programmatic market. So if we do it right, we can give the other media channels in the programmatic market a run for their money, and that's our aim. But it's not only the revenue side which we can strengthen, we can also lift up the opportunities on the cost effectiveness side and on the buying side. It's also important with our programmatic systems which we developed. So all in all, you can say programmatic radio can be a huge game changer for the entire industry. But how does it work? How is this possible? Don't worry, we will show you. First of all, we need three things. We need connection first, so the connection between the broadcast playout system to the programmatic landscape, to the programmatic ecosystem. And then we need data, because without data, programmatic buying doesn't work. I mean, you can do it, you can try it, but there's no real sense in it because there's no real uplift. So it's really important to integrate data into the concept. And the third, last but not least, is a concept which ensures that everything meshes well together. And of course, that the special needs of radio are taken into account, because what we don't want is to change radio. We want that radio stays the same.
So, connections. Sorry, my voice is a bit dry. Connections. When we talk about connections, it's always about APIs. And if you look at the market, there are several things happening at the moment, several concepts coming to the market, several workarounds taking place. But one thing that we shouldn't do is try to reinvent the wheel here, because actually the standard is already there. So if you are a medium that has not yet joined the programmatic family or chorus or whatever you want to call it, you should not try to do something completely new. Yeah, you should try to adopt the tech standards that are in place in the digital world. And that's what we've done. What we've also done is that we've enabled legacy systems. So with the system that we have built, that aireal has built, it is possible from the end at the agency side to the publisher, or the other way around, however you look at it, to enable legacy systems to take part in this programmatic landscape by implementing intelligent APIs, by implementing processes that haven't been in place before. And that's something that's really new and in this extent has never been in this market before. One thing that always comes up when you talk about programmatic is prices are going down, no control, everything on the open market, no. So we're really trying to build a system that supports existing business models, so you will still be able to have a guaranteed inventory, you will still be able to do an agreement with an agency, so not everything is going to the open market, and we're not going to repeat the errors that were made in display advertising. Very important point. So one thing connection also brings with it is a whole new level of inventory control and transparency. As Alex said, it's very important for us to enable people, to enable our partners. And therefore, we are also bringing dashboards that bring transparency into all the connected houses that are taking part in this programmatic landscape. So publishers and buyers get a really good insight in what they are doing. And this makes it easier for existing buyers because they get new possibilities to look at the data that is coming in, that is coming through the APIs from different perspectives. And of course, we also want to attract new money because, as I really said, the agencies are changing how they work. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And really trying to bring return on investment and really benefits for everyone who's participating in this chain. Data, also an interesting topic. When thinking about programmatic, data is mainly connected with targeting. But there's two sides that we are looking at data from. First one is, of course, targeting. So going from simple ad slots to really intelligent, enriched placement and playout for all the audio channels, not only for IP audio. That's one side. But the other side is that you're also going to have a bidirectional data flow. So it cannot be the case in 2024 that you get a reporting like 4 weeks after a campaign has ended. That's just not, you can't do that. It's just not possible. So the benefits of the APIs that we bring with us are also the data flows. So you can have insights that you have never had before. Any data point can add value to your inventory when you are a publisher. And we will be implementing connections to CRMs, DMP, CDP, whatever you want, also in the future, and are working on very interesting solutions for this. As I said already, dashboards for transparency and analytics are also very important. Alex is going to show some tools that we have. You can also have a look at our booth. We can show you something. But as I said, data is a really important point. And through the possibilities the new ecosystem brings, we can do a lot of things there. And we invite everyone to have a look at it.
Thank you. Yes, and the next thing we need is, as I already said, a concept to successfully organize programmatic radio into the market. A concept which ensures that the special needs of radio are taken into account, because although we want to gather the money out of the programmatic market, we want what we don't want is that we need to bend too much to the new system. We want that radio stays radio. That's really important. And because of that, we need intelligent ways which ensure that the audio spots are integrated into the broadcast route really smart and seamless. And so we developed different ways of inserting the ad spots. We can use a filler spot method. That means that there are filler spots which can be self-promotion or charity spots, and they are kind of a placeholder which are changed out with the audio spot which comes through our programmatic system. This method has one huge advantage because the broadcast hour stays the same. That's really important for a couple of radio stations. Others don't want to work so much with filler spots, so we have also other possibilities. And one of them is that we integrated additional into the ad block. So we can put it at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, doesn't matter. But of course, the broadcast hour is getting a little bit longer. And so then we need, of course, the back time possibilities and out of the playout systems with which we work with. So the other big issue we need to consider is the whole issue of the intelligent pricing, and in particular, how the target groups can be calculated and monetized out of the overall reach. But let me make this clear, that's not so much our business. We don't want to do that. This should stay at your side, at the side of the publisher, at the side of the marketer. We deliver all the tools. We are a technical provider, and we can give you all the tools that you can do that, but that's not our job. Well, altogether, we need to fulfill the needs of both worlds, the programmatic world and also of the radio business. We have to bring this together without either sides having to bend too much, otherwise it won't work in the long run. Yes, and then we thought about how can we reflect all these three things into a technical system, so connection, data, and concept, and this is what we came up with. You see on the left side, on the playout side, we needed first of all the connection to our aerial platform, and on the right side you see the demand side platform, which is the main buying tool of the programmatic world, of the programmatic system, and we built also a connection to the demand side platform. And in the middle is our ad intelligence, the aerial platform, which is, so to say, the heart and soul of the entire concept. But you know, this was first a little bit theoretical. We needed a reality check. We needed a proof of concept. And so maybe you can imagine how happy we were that we found one of the best partners you can imagine for such a project. We found RMS, Radio Marketing Service Germany, which is one of the biggest sales houses in Europe. And they also wanted to prove that programmatic radio does work, and they wanted to connect the terrestrial radio to the programmatic systems. And so on the other side, we worked together with one really well-known radio station in Germany, Big FM, also my former employer, a little bit of a coincidence. And of course with Dabis, Danexis, out of the house Danexis, it's a Switzerland company. And with them together we built this project. And let me just shortly show you how it all went on. On the left side, we got out of the playout system the inventory information, and we got it into our aerial platform just moments before it occurred in the broadcast route. We took that information, and then we got the market and media data, which you see above, at the above end, and this we got from RMS. Then we combined the reach, the inventory reach, which we got from Big FM and Dabis, with the market and media data, and we translated it into a bid request. Bid request is a term which is used in the programmatic language OpenRTB. And then we took this bit request and pushed it through our DSP connection, SSP, DSP connection, to the demand-side platform Active Agent. So the agency could see it then in their platform. They booked it. We got the information back. In that same moment, we got the radio spot. We needed only to push it through to through our REST API to Big FM and Dabis. It was played out on air. And the last thing which we got was the send confirmation. See it on downsides. And then we pushed it forward to Active Agent, the demand-side platform. Ready, done. We proved it's working. So what we did is to show everybody that it's working, that programmatic radio can work, and everything went very well. And so we built the bridge to the programmatic ecosystem, and we built the bridge to new income for the entire industry. Yeah, but what about the issue of convergence? We know that listeners don't care how they listen to radio, to their favorite radio station. If it's radio FM or DAB+ or web radio, they don't care. So we needed a second proof of concept. And this time, again with terrestrial FM, but on top additional with an IP audio route. And this time we made it with, I forget that all the time. And this time with Antenne Bayern. Antenne Bayern is a really big, huge radio station here in Germany, and especially here in Bayern. And yeah, very nice to work with them together. And they, with them, we prepared this case, and again, of course, with RMS. The terrestrial side, you see it on the downside, on the left side. Well, it's the same as in Big FM. And above that, you see the parallel digital route which went parallel and also into our edge router. What we basically did is to combine the reach out of the digital route and out of the terrestrial route together to one common reach. And of course, again, with the underlying data which we got from the market and media data, and also from the digital data which we got from RMS, from their tool RMX, which is a data management platform, a DMP, which is a really great tool, I have to admit. And then we combined that all together, again to a bit request, pushed it through to the DSP, the agency could book it, and everything went on in the same way as it did with Big FM. And we did again the proof that it works. So you can see, together with our partners, we developed a second proof of concept, this time not only for radio, but also for convergence audio. And this is really important because now it's much more likely that we can generate fresh revenue streams out of the digital media budgets. Yep.
So, why are we doing all this? As I said, there's a lot of movement in the market. There's a lot of new technical possibilities. But of course, it's also very important to look at what the people want who are paying the party, if you want. So I've taken some excerpts from talks that I had about how national agencies think about programmatic FM. So it's about efficiency, of course, because as you might know, agencies are earning money, of course, but they are under high pressure from their clients, and they demand that the channels they buy in also become more efficient, become consolidated, become easy to buy. And that's something that is really coming up very often. So there's a real demand for more easy use and more easy media buying. The teams that are buying and planning media are constantly being in movement. It's also a problem of HR because they're not finding enough people. So they are putting teams together. They're putting print and audio teams together. Some are putting planning teams from all the media channels together. So there's a really high demand for people learning different tools or maybe new media channels put into existing tools just because there are not as many people as before who are using them. There's a highly sophisticated and specialized set of platforms. We have heard about the DSPs already. And this brings with it a high demand of API use. And more media channels are summed up or centralized buying through one platform. Maybe a DSP, some of the agencies have buying systems in place, but there's a really high demand to bring this together, to have all the channels in one system, so that if you want to make an omni-channel campaign, which has become the standard, you can really do it everything from one system. If you are not in this system as a media channel, you are going to have a problem. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but in the near future, it will be a real problem for you. And the last one, of course, there's a high demand of standardization. And we have a big topic of compliance, of deal management, of financials that have to be aligned with corporate standards. Compliance and workflow features have to be aligned. That's really a big issue and also brings with it the demand for APIs and more efficiency. For direct client, we're also seeing that big clients question agency relationships. They more and more use internal tools. The big ones have internal teams in place who buy, who plan, who do analysis, etc. And also there is a big demand for easy tools, for trainings, for education. That is really something audio also has to do if it wants to take a big role in the future and keep its role that it has at this moment. This is an excerpt, that's not everything, but it really shows how big the demand is to do automation, to make things easier, to spend money easier, because when you ask the agencies, what can we do that you spend more money in audio, it's become easier to buy, use the systems that are in the market, and do not try to make your own solutions because you have to take part in what everyone else is doing.
That's true. But it's not only the national revenue perspective which gains huge opportunities for audio publishers. Also, there's also local opportunities. Programmatic buying is on a local level, it's on the way. And the buying systems of the agencies will sooner or later cascade downwards. And of course, there are also benefits in effectiveness for both sides, for the customer side, for the agency side, and also for the publisher side. And it's not only the agencies, also for the direct customers, there are really great opportunities to bind the best customers even more closely. They can now more quickly book directly into the broadcast route, especially if there are quick event-related bookings necessary. And of course, it's a really nice counter-offer to the digital competition. And I'm sure you have also digital competition in your local markets. I'm speaking of Facebook, Instagram, I'm speaking of Google Ads or TikTok. And they all have self-booking options for the local customers. And I'm sure that many of the local customers will appreciate if they also get something like that for their local radio station. But of course, until now, there was not a way for this. How does that work? How should that work? Well, what can I tell you? We changed that. We developed a tool, or better to say an ad server, with which everyone can now easily book convergent campaigns. Yes, this is the Aireal Manager. And this is the first convergent audio ad server which I know of, at least. So with the booking wizard, you can now easily plan, schedule, and book convergent audio advertising campaigns. This means you can book broadcast and IP audio advertising within one booking process. You see, there is the magic. You can choose between broadcast, IP audio, or both. This is quite a big thing. I think this could change a lot even in the local market, or especially in the local market. So it's really easy to use and really comfortable to use. We integrated all the important things you need in an ad server platform, such as campaign pacing, postal code targeting, time targeting, hourly targeting, and so on. And everything is CPM based, but if necessary, we can also switch to more traditional ways of scheduling the campaign. So all in all, the booking wizard is really easy to use, and it's really effective, and it saves works, time and money, and opens up new opportunity in the local market. Yeah, but that's not all. One last thing we have is the revenue wizard. With the revenue wizard, we designed a tool which empowers the publisher to keep track of all their entire advertising sales at a glance, automatically and in real time, because we can only do automatically and in real time. And all your revenue channels at one site, no matter if it's broadcast, IP audio, DAB+, or podcast, no matter if it's traditional sales, if it's programmatic incomes. With the aireal revenue wizard, you are able to see the big picture and make informed decisions. So, if you put everything together, with the aireal platform, we have created solutions for the audio publishers that can put them back into the driving seat of the marketing of their contents. And we believe that this is the one and only way that radio has a winning perspective for the future. And because we think those who generate the content must be in charge of their revenue streams. And we can together all only persevere if we adapt to the new systems, to the programmatic system, but not bend too much. So please, we invite you to work together with us for this project, for the new incomes. And let's do it with passion, do it with love, because radio is passion and radio is love. Thank you very much. Questions if you want. Okay, please come visit us at our booth. Look out for love. If you find love, you will find us.
Sehr gut.
That's pretty good. Thank you, Jan and Aleksandar, for this presentation. Now we're going to have a 30 minutes break. I can tell you we have good taste pretzels with chocolate in the first floor, so you have to try it. And I've checked now on Swapcard, there's one place now you can register for the audio room, so you can have an air check with others together. You listen in to different radio stations and make an air check together. This is a new thing, the first time for the Radio Days that we're doing that. So you can do that, just check the app and then you can have this place. So have a nice break.